welcome back. And we have, as usual, the intro. Let me try to find it. Oh, there we go. So, as always, pay attention. Like we're sitting around a table, otherwise it becomes extremely annoying. It's like waiting for someone to answer. Hey, are you there? Are you there?
Yep.
And it's 4 other dudes sitting and waiting for you. We're all grown men, show respect. No texting, browsing. If your name comes up, please respond. Everything is assumed to be action-oriented and in character. We say what we want to do and where we're gonna go. I don't try to drag you to any place. You gotta drive the story forward. You decide what to do. There's no right or wrong thing. You're the Inquisition. You tell the story of your inquisitorial characters, and I want to know your story. That's why we're here. You're in the Ascalon Trade Combine on Potted Green right now. It's a lush and colorful world. It is owned by the Sector Prefect. The Sector Prefect lets the Dominion dynasties manage various parts of this planet. They own these lands that they have been given with their own resident armies. They have hundreds of thousands of servants and own the space station and some of the like the trade combine and so on, neutral grounds. There are endless unique creatures and beasts and all kinds of things that can eat you in the wilderness on Pottergrim. It is a very dangerous place. Think of it like a very dense jungle. Very warm, inhospitable, and you are now on a neutral base where trade takes place. Any commerce or trading has been done since last session. So you're free to explore as you see fit. I'm going to say we begin outside the trade combine, where you have parked your vehicle, and any exploration you would like to do, or anything else, feel free. And that's where we can begin. So imagine like a dirt road. You're camped outside the base. Jungle, dense jungle, dense foliage, and you're hiding in a little secluded place. And we can begin with you, Ariok. As you're near the van, can you describe your character for us? What you look like visually?
Ariok Lothos is an old man in his 50s. He's got grey hair, some of it turning very white. He's got lines on his face, from age. His fingers are almost, eternally stained with ink from his long labor. He's carrying a sort of a blue robe with a turban over his head. His left leg is currently a cybernetic replacement of a fairly poor quality. He recently acquired a cane with which to support his now halting gait.
Wonderful.
Alexandros, somewhat tall individual. He normally wears a hood over his head to hide his burn scars. And his arms and legs have been replaced with cybernetics. Eyes are as well, so that they glow a little blue.
Awesome. Franz. Oh yeah, he needed a second. He's a commissar. He looks like Imperial Guardsman. Quintus.
Yeah. Quintus is a character of average height. He could have been handsome one day, or earlier, but not anymore. His face is battered and ragged of worn weather, misadventures, exposure to toxic waste, disease. He wears a wind coat that kind of hides his gear and equipment, and carries an assortment of different range weapons. He's often seen, launching around. He is missing his right eye, and has a serious demeanor.
Awesome. Askian.
Askian is a tall, dark-haired man in his 30s. He, when he's not wearing his arbitrator helmet, he's got black hair, short cropped, very military style. He's sporting a mustache, and his right eye is replaced with a red implant that is blinking steadily. He's wearing dark metal armor in the colors of gray and black, with an undermesh of tight, very close to the body fabric. And he's carrying a belt with several tools on it.
Very nice. You're in a clearing in the forest. You found a nice place with not too many trees, and you're camping near the van. That's where we can begin. You're all gathered, unless someone has taken off, and you can hear bird song in the distance. It's a very tranquil, relaxing place to be for most of you.
This is quite the improvement over our situation. I've never really been able to enjoy nature as such. Always cooped up in my scribeliness. This and not having to trudge through it, hunting a beast, it is quite relaxing.
Seem to have taken well to your new automatic, though it squeaks a little bit.
Oh, it does quite more this week. I can't quite keep up with my normal speed. The cane helps a bit, but I fear that I shall have to try to acquire a better one.
What about the wounds from the attack? How do you feel? Can you shit again?
I don't think I ever lost the ability to shit, but I am feeling quite well, thank you.
Good. That's really good. Alexandros, what do you make of this?
Yeah. Well, he'll get used to his automatics. I did. Just take some time.
Well, at least we made it here.
Yes.
Oh, and it does seem that we have a new addition. Pleasure to meet you, sir. I am Erioklothos, former scribe. And you are? He turns towards asking this.
Askian.
Askian Reg Santos, arbitrator.
Pleasure to meet a arm of the Lex Imperialis.
The jungle around you is towering and wet. There are still wet leaves. It rained last night, but you just hear this dripping and nothing is dry. Your vehicle is parked right above you in the open. The engine is just like ticking softly, faintly in the distance. You can see Tetricus leaning up against the heat of the front of it. And you can smell this crushed greenery and warm metal and a slight promethium smell from the engine. You can also hear a river in the distance. Sumakri is in the back with his Auspex.
I suggest we go inside and about our business. We have these trophies to trade, do we not? Perhaps we can secure a Medicaid facility at least.
I think that we should perhaps decide on a future course of action before we go in there with the possibility of being overheard.
Good point.
And we already had a bit of a questionnaire opportunity with one of the local Megoses, though unfortunately they are not open to working with us.
I suggest we all go in there and try to gather some information and learn a thing or two. Myself, I was thinking about joining the hustle and bustle in there, trying to sell my engraving skills. Perhaps get in touch with someone. Maybe we can hire ourselves as a hunting party or something to ennoble, something to get us out of this situation.
And
might
would
learn
that
something.
really advance any of our objectives, though? We still need to gain access to the Lady Vale's estates in order to find out more about what they're up to.
Well, getting close to Lady Vale can be hard. Getting close to some lesser noble might be easier. From there we might be at a better position.
We could also go ahead and try to find out from what explorator fleet the virus came from.
I think we all should go try find out many things. Let's hopefully... Yeah, go ahead.
Franz at this slaps closed his book that he's actually been reading, stands up, gets a massive stretch. All you hear is popping in his back, and he then turns around to the rest of you and says, "So, before we actually walk in there, how many of them know our faces? Did we ask the Magos that?"
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat it?
Of course. Well, in the last place we were at, obviously some things went down. They are now looking for us there. Do we know if this is planetary-wide or just in that one?
Actually, from my
Specific
reading of
area.
the organizational makeup of this, the local forces are sort of divided amongst the local noble houses. Meaning that only the noble house whose agents we run into are actually hunting us. Or if we came off as probably, they're just probably on the lookout for us since, well, rogue trader Scion mishaps.
Well, I agree with that, but we did make friends with one of the most powerful noble houses. When I mean say friends, I mean enemies. If Lucia Vale wants to find us, I'm sure she have the resources to put a tap on a place like this. So we should remain low. But
That is
So
if she's
before-
even heard of us.
So before we do anything, some sort of disguise would probably be best. Like a change in face.
I will admit I don't quite know how to change my face at all. Unless you've been shaving my beard.
No, shave your beard, dye your hair, put on a pair of glasses. Sometimes the simplest things work out to be the best. But essentially, I would say try to change our appearance, as it were, before we start going snooping about. And with that, he'll reopen his book and say, "Just my two Just my 2 thrones worth. And we'll go back to reading a book which is attached to a silver chain on his waist.
Well, if you can avoid detection on cameras, and also the Veil guards, the Blood Dragoons, what were their name again? It's probably the best. Getting close to the counselors to discover what we want. That is a step to furthering our objectives, is it not?
That would be the goal. Finding out more exact vectors and places they are storing these virus beasts would be ideal to find out.
My take is that infiltrating just about any noble house we can get into might be a good start. Might discover things in that noble house itself, unveil and learn things about the other houses. And if we can gain a trust, or even better, take over some resources, let's say acquisitions of vehicles or something, more than what we have now, we might be in a stronger position to challenge Lucia Vale. But I don't know.
Well,
I think we should work multiple angles.
Well, about the only one that I'm aware of that isn't completely pissed off at us is the Night House. So that's what I would start.
What about the decadent lesser nobles that were south in the lands here?
Entirely possible. Promise them an ability to rise through the ranks, as it were, and they may pledge some. Well, we may pledge ourselves to them.
Infiltrate them, find something incriminating. I'm sure they are. Use that leverage to manipulate them.
Oh, I was talking about manipulating them and then use them as cannon fodder, but I suppose that works.
Does the Night House keep one of the mounts on planet?
I would probably doubt it.
A shame. That would be quite a useful thing to have against these Xenos beasts.
Indeed it would, but I would imagine that they have it at their main citadel.
You know how many of the houses are involved in this xenomutation virus?
Well, from what I read, there was 4 houses that were the main ones that were essentially ruling this planet. So I would say, to a lesser degree or a greater degree, probably all 4 of them, whoever they are. So Lucia Vale, 3 others, I would say. If they're not directly involved, they probably know something about it.
Well, the Mechanicus has admitted to having known of this virus and not reported it to the Order Xenos yet. Or it is at least a possibility, since the contact we met said he didn't know if they had or had not reported this.
Mars probably doesn't care.
It is still a rather worrying event, especially since the virus is said to have come from one of their explorator fleets.
Well, we're not going to learn much from here. How about we go inside, get something to eat, take a look, keep our eyes and ears open.
Perhaps we should say you and I, and of course Lord Von Rickard should stay in the car until our allies have acquired a couple of different-looking sets of outfits for us.
You figure that's necessary.
Well, as Sir Von Rickard said, we were spotted. Our images might have been spread around, making us less obviously similar to that would only be prudent, I think.
I suppose a change of attire wouldn't be too much to ask.
Precisely.
Okay, well, let's get some new clothing. Let's see if we can spruce ourselves up a bit, and then we walk in through the front door like we own the place.
Awesome.
You need to find out a new identity.
Awesome. As you walk up the path, it is a tiered trade spire stretching above the jungles. You can see cargo lifts in the distance, and as you approach, you will begin to see ships thundering down from the atmosphere, landing on platforms elevated above the forest. Combine banners flying in the wind. You can smell machine oil, and you can hear distance of work going on inside. As you approach, you will see the gold-plated armor of the old brood. And you walk around with very little attention, blending in as rogue traders. You are occasionally looked on by one of the old brood, but never stopped. You walk among the crates and the trade, listening to the sound. You enter through the freight docks. There's a broker's hall. You can see trading going on. Customs ledger office, some warehouses, the tower control decks with the landing platforms, as well as a lower market for foods and that sort of thing.
Okay then, gentlemen. Well, seems that this is probably not where we're going to meet anyone of high standing. But if anyone wants to have a look into the Xenos mutations, we can sort of see whether or not there's any other crates that have been brought in at the same time. And with that, he will nod towards the trade office.
I could file a request for information, though that would take several cycles to go through the information bureaucracy.
Well, I don't really think that it's a massive priority. It's just something which may bear some fruits, something which may not.
It is certainly worth a try, right?
I mean, we're here, so...
Well, let's get to it then. Wait, takes a bit of getting used to this cane. And just as he, marches slowly towards the trading office.
Well, I did offer you a stick.
A stick would be far too undignified. Cane is where to go.
Right.
Yeah, so the friends will accompany him. Why not?
So there are the freight docks, the broker's hall, the customs ledger office, the storage, and the tower control decks. Then there is a market arcade with stalls and basic foods.
I wonder if they're selling clothes in the market arcade.
Excellent. All right. You will walk into an open air market. Covered aisles. You see several stalls. Field gear, spices, pelts, cooked meat. You can hear the hissing on grills. People shouting. It's loud and crowded. Some of the people here look mutated. Are clearly look like criminals, outlaws. A lot of shady people. Tetricus, upon stepping in, just looks to you and says, "Crowds are good. The food smells great. I think we should stay here." And he begins wandering off to one of the stalls, picking up pieces of meat.
I join Tetricus to the stall and peruse the meats for sale. I'll have that one.
Tetricus and you sit and eat, and you will chit chat a little bit. Anyone who wants to stay here for some time?
I want to talk to the vendor.
The vendor hands you the food and does some chit chat. You can do a charm roll.
Alright. He probably will not be very charmed by me. 1 degree of failure. That's not too bad, considering.
Yeah, he gives you a light chat, tells you about the surrounding bases and the various factions in the trade combine.
Well, this meat is delicious, but if I wanted to set up a little shop of my own, who do I talk to get a permit?
He frowns.
Permits are given off-land. You will not be given it here. And don't think about competing with me.
He gives you a slight wink, wearing a headband, sweat running down his head.
I promise it ain't a competing business. Just trying to show off me wares to a potential client.
He just smiles with a very fake, obviously fake smile.
I wish you the best of luck, my friend.
Who's in charge here? What is it? That guy? I look at, kind of wink at or point at someone who looks like a thug.
He will look in that direction and just shake his head and point to himself.
I'm in charge here.
I see. Well, thanks for the meats, friend. And I go back and chit chat with Tetricus.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can get some clothing, so I'll go up to the clothing vendor.
Sounds good.
Ariok accompanies Franz.
Roll a commerce test. You get a -10 on that.
Oh, I won't need a -10.
Well, you have it anyway. Oh wow.
2 degrees of success for every oak.
Oh my god. Alright. What do you do that makes you just swag into this clothing vendor? So, there's a small little corner of this bazaar. It's tan stone, looks like some kind of sandstone, brushed surfaces rounded. Quite beautiful inside. There's a lot of these small miniature ships hanging from the ceiling. Whoever is in here has other hobbies, clearly. You can see battleships, miniatures, built out of some kind of paper compound, hanging from the roof, and these warm lanterns that throw shades in different directions. Outside there are several metal stands, circular with clothes hanging in all direction. Mostly long robes, very fine embroidery, some of them white, gold, silver, and a lot of them have these exquisite, almost like, these artistic renditions of exotic beasts. You can imagine just the face, but just this huge zoomed in, almost anime style, embroidered faces of various beasts on these huge capes. The vendor is quite short and is wearing very extravagant clothing with this huge cape and very thick jacket with a hood hanging behind him. Very unusual fashion.
So Franz will walk into the place, basically push aside the curtains as though what he called he was some sort of noble, and just let them sort of close behind him. As he looks round the place, he goes to the vendor and goes, "My good man, some help." It is, making sure that as he turns the rattle of thrones in his pouch, what he called sound off. I am unfortunately now going to be stationed on this hellhole, but I have some advanced pay that is burning a hole in my pocket. Tell me, what is of good quality around here? As he looks and feels the probably what would look like a mid-quality sort of cloth between his fingers, and goes, says again as he throws it, what he called making sure that his arm sort of slightly jangles a pouch behind his purse.
Short young guy, has slicked back black hair, narrow eyes, golden, dark golden skin. He fidgets with something in his pocket for a second. Looking up at you, you can see he clearly shows respect immediately. Oh, I assume you're from off-world. It's... we have many things that might interest you. He bows and then, ignoring the other customers, leads you into the shop. He will lead you up to one of the stands and... I think I have something that will look good on you. Would you like me to get it for you?
Please. Astronach, have a look around, see if there's anything else that would brighten this.
You look unusual. May I ask where you're from? He bows.
Originally or now?
Where were you born?
Idiot.
His mouth drops. You can see him like staggered for a second. The Cadia of Legends.
Yes. Why?
He blinks a couple of times, his eyes dart back and forth. He just goes silent and walks back. As he returns, he's carrying a cape with an embroidery. He lays it in front of you. I never thought I would meet someone from Cadia. I have read much on... Well, you see this ship? He points above you.
Mm-hmm.
This is a famous battleship perhaps you recognize. From the battle, you must know so much more than me. I drew this, and he unfolds and shows the cape. It is this amazing, wonderful embroidery showing the stars and the silhouette of the planet of Cadia. There is a battleship, sort of blackened, large, on the right-hand side. The corner of Cadia is on the lower edge of the cape. It is extravagant with glittering metals woven into the fabric. You speak of things I've heard. Perhaps you could tell me a story from your home. Is it true, as they say, they are fighting still to this day?
Perhaps not there, but wherever there is a Kidian, there is Cadia. And this is exquisite.
He looks at you just... This is an honor. You can have it. He hands you the cape for free.
No. Of course I couldn't do that. And what he called, he'll put down
No,
a pipe
I insist.
bronze.
You will be the only Cadian I see in my life. I am sure of it. This is yours.
My lord, please do accept. This is obviously a great momentous day in this man's life. You would do him great honor if you were to accept it.
I made it myself.
Then I
Feel the
accept
fabric.
it with... As he feels the fabric, he says, okay, I accept it with absolute humility.
He drapes it around your shoulder. Hanging thick, you feel the fur upon your neck. It looks incredible. Majestic. As you turn around in your armor. Eriok, it completely suits his suit of armor. There's no way for no one who is, unless they're very intimately familiar, to know what it means or what it's drawing off. But it clearly evokes status.
My lord, this is truly bringing out your inherent authority and status. He turns towards the, artisan. I am in awe of your work, sir.
Indeed.
Thank you, sir.
What are you doing here and not in the service of one of the noble houses?
He looks around. Many of them can be seen in the markets. Look around. There is much here that you perhaps have not seen.
As in what? It just looks like a normal market to me. What am I missing?
No other market on Juno would you meet someone from Cadia. This planet attracts unusual people. He says with a smile and continues cleaning.
Unusual people? And how would one meet these unusual people?
Oh, walk about. Ask them. You can speak with anyone you like.
Well, I was thinking that we could potentially have a beneficial agreement. If you were to, I don't know, point one out, introduce, then Well, how long is it now? What, 6, 8 months till we rotate out?
I believe it is going to be 11 months, sir. We need to also finish the paperwork on the incident. And wait for it to return before we can leave.
Well, it won't be long until we rotate out. Perhaps, we could have a mutually beneficial financial agreement in place by then.
Oh? You're a trader of some sort?
With this, his face will just go completely dark. I'm assuming that you spoke before you were able to fully comprehend what you were saying, and as you have given me this magnificent gift, I shall let it slide this once.
He just bows politely. Anyone in particular you're looking for?
Well, someone who could potentially put us in charge with, well, in contact with someone who may lead to advancement, as it were. I don't think civilian life is really going to suit me very much, if you get my drift.
I don't
So
understand. I'm sorry. You're looking for whom?
I'm looking for work with a noble house.
I don't do that sort of thing. I'm sorry.
He is not asking for a job, good sir, but a man of your obvious skills should have many connections. People you know who you might be able to purloin an introduction to.
An introduction? I sell clothes. I'm sorry. Perhaps if you see someone here, I can introduce you. In the shop.
Well then, sir, you're definitely selling yourself short. And you should definitely seek to go into business for yourself if you're not already the owner of this place. Or you should definitely get into contact with people who can afford such quality items such as this.
They are everywhere. Around you. I don't know. You're looking for work?
For the future, yes.
He raises an eyebrow. For whom? One of the houses?
Well, if it gives me a cushy life, yes.
Everyone who's here already has an assignment. I assumed you were given entry to trade, but you're looking for work. He seems baffled. Please do a charm test. -20.
I'll be -10. If you're assisting.
Yep, I am assisting.
Success with 4 additional.
He nods. I suppose. I know some people who could introduce you to one of the great houses. They offer work. I assume you want to stay here on the planet?
Well, if at all possible, yes. I mean, it seems like a nice place. It's got good food. It's pleasant climate. Put it this way, it's a hell of a lot better than places that I've been before. And as I say, Once we get rotated out, I shall be without work. The only reason that I'm actually able to come here is because of, well, the fact that there's not a great deal happening.
You can see these half-shadowed reflections around you. People watching. And there are these cables hanging above you. Also a pict recorder. You can hear someone clinging a ration tin. The vendor watches over your shoulder. Grabs you to pull you closer. Come inside. I don't think we should speak about that here. People don't come asking unless they already know the answer. Oftentimes, it is dangerous for me to speak. I hope you understand. He doesn't break eye contact. You don't work for the counselors. I can tell. You would get noticed by people who do serve them, however. That's different. Safer for everyone inside. He gasps,
But of course.
looking over your shoulder. All right.
I believe I shall give us a cover. I believe these would match my lord's outfit quite well, and I shall go inside to try them on.
I don't introduce strangers. I introduce abilities. He looks you over your equipment. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing basically what would be classed as probably some sort of dark leather outer coat with sort of ceramite, well, not ceramite, the sort of armor underneath it. A long black cloak, and on his left hand hip will be a bolt pistol. On his right hand hip will be a plasma pistol. Everything else will be covered by the cloak.
Eric is wearing his blue robes with a flak cloak surrounding it. He's got his stubber hanging from his, hanging in a holster on his side.
He nods. Right. You don't want introductions. You want permission. You're useful. He nods at you, and you will see him walk up to a voxcaster behind him, leaning an elbow on the counter. Council houses don't hire mercenaries. They cultivate assets, people with resources. You have assets, I assume. Contracts. Glances around the arcade and looks back at you. They will listen.
Okay.
But, I must beg you. If you mess this up, I lose business. If you succeed, I never knew you. That's our arrangement. He nods, waiting for you to affirm.
Of course.
It is a fair deal, good sir.
He begins tapping the counter. This is how it works. Lucia Weil runs the hunt. She needs resources. Many people, many guests from off-world. She uses the outsiders. Some can be burnt, but I will make sure that doesn't happen with you. She rewards them. You will be rewarded. If that's what you want. He pulls a single data slate from out of the counter.
And before Franz actually sort of takes it, he'll say, "And how would you be rewarded for this?"
I keep that to myself. There's a shipment. He taps the data slate. Arriving this morning. Cold cargo. It's marked as a state feed.
Mm-hmm.
He
State
hands
feed.
you the data slate.
If you can retrieve it and bring it to Weil's handlers, they will reward you. This is, as I said, an assignment. If you do not show up with the stash, I never knew you, and they will not recognize you. They will turn you away. I
Seems like a
many
fair
such
deal.
Things. Now,
So where
the
do we
crate
drop
is not
off
to
that?
be inspected. You understand?
Of course.
Tagged for secondary
course.
inspection. Don't bring it here. Bring it directly to the lady. Someone of your
Directly-
stature would understand. He
Yes,
bows.
don't open the box.
I am honored that you traveled to me, and I now understand the full meaning of your visit. Perhaps you have already spoken with the lady. You were sent to me.
With that, he'll give a rude smile and say, well, perhaps not.
Many things pass through these channels. This is where we receive the large shipments. Smaller shipments, more hazardous, are dropped in the jungle. That's where the coordinates lead. Good
And
luck.
that's on the data slate, is it?
I don't know the details.
You are only to
Um,
provide it to the fetching agents, I understand.
He hands it to you, immediately covers the box.
Good luck, my friend. If you were to
Indeed.
gain her favor, you would be most welcome to drop my name.
He looks behind the veil nervously.
We will indeed remember our friends.
Nessus.
He bows again as you just stare at him, nervously walking back into his shop.
Okay, I'm gonna
Do you
turn
think
around.
should I go in and pay him for the clothes, or should I just take them and go?
Leave him a little something.
Eric, deposit say, reasonable amount for thrones, and post them on the, counter.
As you walk up to him, well, his silent servant, he pockets your thrones immediately.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna exit and rejoin the rest of the group and hand the data slate to Etronach and ask him if he can find out where, from this data slate, where potentially these drops are happening in the jungle.
So I want any of you, as you inspect this and walk around reading the data slates, to do a knowledge criminal underworld. You get a plus 10. Because of
I'm
your previous experience, you get a plus 10.
I'm pretty good at that.
Go for it.
Mm-hmm. I thought I had it, I don't.
5 degrees of success.
Oh, really? Yeah, keep yours.
Ariok, you immediately recognize the encrypted Baneric text, having help from Samacri. And you can do an insight test. No. You can do a inquiry, or let's see, just do an intelligence test with a plus 10.
One degree of success.
Amazing. Putting together the pieces from how they operate. You figure that this is one of the Void Shade handlers who runs logistics on the moon. They want as little trouble as possible. You also figure out a couple of other things. You can do a security test with a -30. Security -30. There
I
are
can
details.
assist with that.
Everyone can assist for a +10. There are details and coordinates.
You might know that Quintus is very good in security, but currently he seems in a backwards position, overlooking you guys.
Awesome.
I will spend a fate point for a reroll. No, I'll spend an inspiration point for a reroll. Success with 2
Nice.
additional degrees.
Oh, very nice. So you figure a couple of other things. You just use your intuition and your knowledge of security. The reason these Void Shade handlers give these assignments to random exploratory deserters or Cloud Boy gang members is because these packages are from off-world, often containing hazardous or dangerous alien artifacts. These things are way too risky to bring through official channels. They're also too dangerous for her own handlers to handle and bring with them. This is a kind of rite of passage to see if they have a null rod, if they can nullify the hazard and bring it to her. And if they were to pocket the item, they would be easy to track, and she would gain leverage to bribe them. Having learned details about them, you also immediately put together that at some point in this whole transaction, you have probably been photographed and logged, so Weil knows who you are. If you bring it to her, she is just as happy as if you run away with it, having now something to blackmail you with.
I believe that Lady Weil is conducting this smuggling operation by using the Void Shade handlers. And they're handing out the jobs to seemingly random people in order to keep it diverse, because these objects are often dangerous or contaminous. Xenos artifacts and the like. She also probably managed to gain our photographs and can identify us. Should we attempt to abscond with quote-unquote ill-gotten gains, she will most likely use the photographs and information to blackmail us in the future. But she now
Blackmail.
has the awesome mind faces, Sir Franz.
Blackmail us.
Yes.
If we get on the wrong side of her.
Into doing what?
I mean,
It could be that if the cargo has contaminated us, she might be holding a cure above our heads, or it might be to betray our organizations, or to do even more illegal things. As hilarious as it sounds, she could threaten to call the Inquisition upon us.
Amazing. You get an inspiration point.
Oh no, please, don't do that.
but if we do,
It's quite hilarious, is it not?
yes, quite. So if we continue to deliver this package that they're requesting, possibly will allow us to infiltrate their organization.
Precisely. And as said earlier, they do not hire mercenaries, they cultivate assets. As such, first a, trust-finding mission to see if we are capable of delivering things without peeking underneath the hood, so to speak. then there will probably be a more loyalty-based mission of sorts before we can gain access to her. We might have to complete something in the area of 3 to 5 different tasks before we actually reach into the more inner levels of the organization, instead of being on the outskirts as we are not even now.
Well, even if we get through the front door, you never know. Those alien pelts may, I don't know, be the icing on the cake, as it were. If we present them as a gift as well.
We can also anonymously put out that information about the virus. See who freaks out about it the most.
Would you be able to, say, plant that information in someone's head from afar?
Good. We could also take the information we have and throw it on the upload it into the some random databases. As long as we cover our tracks, they won't know who put it on there. That way, it's in the Administratum's databases.
The enforcers we encountered back at the port were worried about information about the Xenos form spreading.
Okay, well, let's do that. Let's get the crate. At the end of the day, at least we've got a direction of travel.
Precisely,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, so what do I want to do first? I say let's kick the hornet's nest first before we go and collect the crate.
It would be better if that rumor were to spread before we did get into the inner circles, because then they might believe that we were squealers, so to speak. But if we entered afterwards, well, we would be unable to be implicated in the entire thing.
We could have some mockery go into the databases and upload the information after a certain period of time, so that we have time to join their organization.
No, that is precisely what we do not want to do. We want to spread it before we join, so that suspicion does not fall upon us. If you are in the organization and they discover there's a leak, they might believe that the newcomers are the ones responsible.
Possible.
As such, it would be better if the information is leaked before we actually commit to this.
Well, I say leak the information first because that was my original plan. So I'm 100% behind that.
That's fine. The outcome shouldn't change.
Anyone
Let's
else
go
want to chime in?
I'm curious about these cold trader contacts. What kind of network they're connected to?
Well, it does seem like there is a group of void shade handlers who are essentially managing to shade us from lethal void radiation up in the sky, that have basically been subordinate to this smuggling operation, either through bribes or threats.
Don't you think they are connected to the secret organization we're trying to uncover?
Very likely so. But as it is, I believe they are merely the middle hand between the Lady Vale and the procurement.
Still, we
Well-
haven't found a middleman yet.
Okay, well, what about we go get the information? Sorry, we get the crate, we have the information leaked just before we actually deliver the crate, and then whenever we have our boot on her throat, she can tell us what they're doing.
I say we put Smacky on the task immediately while we go and fetch the crate itself.
We'll accept the mission then.
The mission is already sort of accepted.
Did you get the coordinates or information about the drop? Where this rendezvous is going down?
Well, it is on the data slate, of course.
Can I see?
Here you go.
I inspect the data slate
Awesome.
and
It says the coordinates for the package as well as coordinates for where to deliver it.
I want to look at the sort of the terrain setup. Is this like out in the bush or is it in a cave or like on a between yeah.
Way out in the wilderness. It's not far from Weil's own base.
Does the terrain look kind of suspiciously? Is it surrounded by hills and then on a flat plain or something like an ideal
No.
kind of ambush?
No,
No.
literally just in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah. Well, we could acquire. I can go about acquiring some more fuel for the trip. We don't want to go the whole way on foot.
That would be quite the uncomfortable journey indeed.
Potentially see whether or not any firepower can be acquired at the same time.
I sort of look at my. Quintus looks at his pistols. That was kind of just an annoyance to the metamorphs or the aliens. I do have some more high-powered rifles back at the car. But any upgrades could come in handy.
Yep, could never have
recommend
too
that
many
you get
guns.
another melta bomb, if possible at all.
We'll need to return to the vehicle anyways, because Smocker's there, so get him on the task.
Right, let's get some kit first, then we'll go. So, chop chop.
Alrighty. Sick. So you're gonna head straight to the van.
Though we're gonna try to get some kit first. Like,
Go ahead.
I thought we were gonna try to get some more weapons if at all possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can go out of character.
Or does anyone actually need anything? Sorry, no, we're out of character.
I mean, I'll have to wait for requisition to try to get what I'm wanting to get. So
If it's something important, critical to the thing, then you can do it now.
I wouldn't say it's critical.
Need an auspex.
Mm.
We're trying to get myself a okay quality cybernetic leg be considered critical.
So while we continue playing, in the background, you can roll commerce, and then you can roll requisition.
If
Cool.
you need the null specs for yourself, okay, but I've got an Augurare, so I can cover you with that.
If you roll for something, write what you're rolling for first in the text.
And if we use commerce, we risk losing subtlety, right?
Like that. Correct. Every time you use commerce, you lose subtlety.
Then I'll just use my influence.
Mhm.
An auger array will come in handy, but it could use an auspex as well.
I got myself a common quality cybernetic. Like I am no longer slowed.
Dear God, that was a good roll.
Yeah, augury rays would be on ships and that sort of thing. You most likely carry auspex.
I thought it was an implant.
Or an implant.
Maybe I'm wrong.
If you have that.
Yeah, it's an implant.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I want. Yeah, if someone with any requisition skills able to source all specs, that would be dope.
I can give it a try because I can use my fellowship instead of my influence.
Hold on, before you do that, what is it? What is it? Well, it's not going to be common. Is it rare? Very rare? What?
Scarce.
So that's what minus.
Minus 10.
Yeah, let me try first. It'll give me a
Rare is
20.
a minus 20.
Well, that'll give me a 13% chance.
It's a scarce one, is it not?
It is
On all
scarce.
space.
The augury ray, which is
Auspex.
a cybernetic implant, it is a rare.
So minus 10 or 20.
10.
It's
10
scarce.
for the aspects.
Oh, so close.
You need to
Failure.
write what you're rolling for first, and then roll.
Feel that anyway, so.
So you'd roll an influence to get an auspex?
Hmm.
Minus 10?
Mm-hmm. I have no influence whatsoever.
I failed and I get 2 rolls. Try again. Yeah, no.
Okay, we're not gonna get it. Let's just.
We haven't all tried. There you go.
Nice.
By 2 points.
Get good scrubs.
I'm so glad that worked out, because otherwise that would have been very shameful.
Nice. You have an auspex.
Alright, Quintus. Yep. You can hold on to it, Quintus.
Thank you. This will come in handy.
Alright.
Alright, so we turn to the vehicle?
Cool.
Yeah, return to the vehicle and then head into the coordinates.
Alright. And then we can move the little token thingy. And
Wait, we also need to refill with food and stuff before we leave.
you can roll a requisition test for that. Any of you who want to. Food and drink is common on this world.
And fuel, I suppose, as well.
Yes. You can roll for a common rarity requisition. It's gonna take you about 2 days to drive.
We fucking suck at this requisition.
Yeah, everybody does a dump stat on influence.
Quintus is gonna go and steal fuel.
Mm-hmm. Do a You
You
can.
better fast.
He pulls the hood over his head and attempts to sneak in, breaking an entry into a fuel storage and sneak off with some fuel.
Do a stealth test. You get a -30.
I'm gonna take the cloak back from Ariok,
Okay.
so that is a -10 in total. 8 degrees of success!
The fuck? Okay. Alright, you walk into the hangars. Like, there's a tower, right, with several platforms. Promethium is stored in these huge containers above. There are lifts as well as these machines so you can carry the Promethium. Now, how do you want to get in? Through the main entrance and try to just slither around where people are walking, or do you want to try to climb this structure?
So I climbed the fence in a dark area. I put like some cloak over the barbed wire, tip down on the other side, and with a rope I pull like the 40k jerry cans over the fence with me and on my shoulder. I sneak about. And
Do you want to go through the main doors, or do you want to climb?
I want to climb if it's an acrobatics, but I don't want to climb if it is athletics. I will go through the main door.
There we go. Okay.
No.
And then you're all alone. You watch the tower. There are people coming and going constantly.
Yeah.
Please roll a D100 event die. Quintus.
Yep, I'm rolling. I'm just got a text prompt over my roll. 89. That's good, isn't it?
That's the best. That's the best. It doesn't get better than that. And roll me a D10.
2.
Oh, that's much better. You walk up, Quintus. The tower is large, tall. There's an airlift next to it, next to the door. The guard walks out. He has a wide helmet. He is slightly distracted by a call. He looks to his right. Just as he looks, you can do an acrobatics +20 to slip past him. You wait for the perfect timing. He turns to the right to answer his box, and you have a split second to slip past him.
It's like almost can't hear anything, as in a fluid motion, even with the jerry cans. I slip past with 8 degrees of success.
You just slip around him. You hear him still talking as you walk inside. It's empty. Stairs leading up, stairs leading down, metal grit floor, a bright yellow lumen in the ceiling. There is an elevator on the left-hand side.
Is this Yeah, go ahead.
You run up the stairs. Roll a D10. Sorry, roll a D5 this time.
Righteous Fury.
Righteous Fury? Oh man, that's so good. You walk up to the second floor. You see one of the platforms, and inside you see a way to get into the Promethium. It's right next to the elevator. One of the guards with his back to you is about to turn around and blow your cover. Do a stealth test -30, or you will have to fight him. You gotta run to the corner and hide in a split second. -30.
3 degrees of success.
Describe your actions.
as he turns, he kind of has to drop the jerry cans for a moment to quickly dash in a quick burst of movement around the corner. As the guy sort of turns around, his eyes linger a little bit on the jerry cans, but is too busy on the phone. And as he turns around again, he snaps the jerry cans with the rope around the corner, just when he kind of remembers something out of place and looks back, but the jerry cans are now gone as well.
Another D5.
Four.
You run up inside the main complex. You see the Prometheum crates right next to you. There's a cargo elevator. You entered a lonely corridor. Right before you walk into the Prometheum chamber, there's a laser grid, last grid security. I want you to do an acrobatics plus 10, and then an athletics plus 20. The acrobatics to get past the last, and then athletics to run.
How about I try to dismantle the laser system?
These are not optional.
Alright, I will do the acrobatics you said plus.
Acrobatics plus 10, athletics plus 20.
So 2 degrees is on the athletics. No, the acrobatics. And on the athletics, 3 degrees of failure. I'm going to use a fate point. 1 degree of failure.
1 degree. You manage to jump over the last grid easily. You do like a leap over them and then a roll, which is beautiful. They begin running. Quintus, you are not a runner. You like grab the side of this metal fence and it makes a slight sound. You hear a noise, and right behind you, you hear someone. Hey! You pass the corner. Someone is following you. Roll another d5.
Two.
You make it past the security door, and you have a minute to hack your way inside. Do a security test plus 0. The guard is coming up right behind you.
Oh shit, 1 degree of failure. I still have fate points though. I'm gonna use a fate point again. 6 degrees of success.
You bypass the door, run inside. You're now in the armory and the storage of the control room. You hear the guard behind you. You lock the door so quickly. You see him like walk outside. He opens the door for a second, looks inside. You're hiding. Then the door closes. There's a separate cargo elevator here, leading to the back of the control tower. You can bring anything you want from this room. Take a trolley, load it up, take the cargo elevator, and you're free to go. You see several weapon lockers, Prometheum crates, as well as some equipment and repair equipment, some tools.
I prioritize fuel and repair equipment and tools.
Okay. So the trolley, you just take crate after crate, you roll them, tip them over on the side and then roll them over onto the trolley. When it is completely stacked, you roll it into the cargo elevator. Well, I shouldn't be the one saying this. But
Yeah, I'm happy you're saying the narrating, semi-narrating is.
press the button and the elevator starts going down. Finally, you walk out the back. No one suspects that anyone would do something like this. You simply roll the trolley out the back, opening the gate, and you walk out as if you're working here.
I grabbed a hard hat and something else in the armory as a disguise.
When you exit, the path is clear.
Rendezvous for pickup. Coming in. Ready for pickup. Well, I have arranged with the others to come pick me up with the car. Supplies from the Emperor.
A rather frazzled response you'll just make on way.
Rolling the trolley out the main exit, you see the van approaching.
Franz will jump out and say, I'm assuming this has not been purchased?
What do you take me for? It's on credit.
That was awful good of them, but let's get going before they decide to call in your credit or realize it's not good.
The best credit, the Emperor's credit.
I would appreciate if we leave the Emperor out of such business.
Well, with the Emperor's Inquisition, we are, of course, allowed to requisition what we require from locals, with or without their permission. It is actually quite an area goes into the legalese about why the Inquisition is allowed to do this, even though, it's not okay for others to do so.
Would you
Perhaps
like
the
me to...
arbitrator could argue about this later, and you could, I don't know, help us.
The stuff's heavy. You
Yes,
might-
yes, I will help. I will try to help, though I don't know what you expect from these old arms. But given that I get a new
Alexandro.
try, would be good.
Alexandros helps with the load as well.
You might frown now, but you'll thank me later as we're not walking through the forest to the jungle. Triple canopy, I hear.
As it's loaded up and what do you set off, Franz is going to turn around to the arbitrator and say, I hope that wasn't too painful for you. Our
As
last
you load
arbitrator.
the crates off the trolley, you notice there's an autoquill as well as a piece of parchment at the bottom. There is also a combi tool. It must have been on the trolley when you loaded it up.
Does it say anything on the quill?
The autoquill is a writing tool.
Yeah, has anyone written on the parchment yet, or is it
Nothing.
blank?
Quintus, my friend, would you mind if I take this combi tool? I already have an autoquill, but this combi tool could come in use.
No, take it. Hand him the combi tool.
Much appreciated, my friend.
I thought we could use some tools for repairs and fuel. We might have to forage for food, though. Which could be dangerous.
Yes, there is quite the dangerous fauna and flora upon this planet. Who knows what is safe to eat or not?
As you begin driving, you pass into the dense jungle. 2 days of travel in the van. You have to stop to camp, and do you all have 2 rations of food and water? Or not?
That
If
is
you-
literally...
If you don't, do a survival test. If you do, subtract them from your items.
I do
I
not
know.
have any.
We had like 1 ration earlier also. I have about 7 rations left.
I've got none left
Reroll
now.
with an inspiration point. Success with 1 additional degree.
But maybe during the we'll do a stop during the day and do like a hunting trip.
You get some delicious insects. Eriok. They're quite tasty. Crunchy.
I remember reading in a book that there is this planet in the Talima subsector. Insects like this could be considered to be delicacies. It is very important I do not have the recipe because this is quite vile, actually.
Yes, very fascinating. Thank you.
Amazing. You get an inspiration point. And you enjoy these insects rolled up in watercress. Like crunchy, tasty. Very filling.
Nutritious, least than filling. Not what I'm gonna have if I get a last meal one day.
Did you all roll 2 times if you don't have meals? Rations?
I used my
2
last
times.
ration
You
up
use your
5
okay.
once.
I do want to kind of do a hunting trip though, but not alone, but with some others in case I get overwhelmed. But
That
like
great.
to get yeah.
I could join you.
I would join you as well because I am hungry.
Excellent. Everyone going on the hunting trip, please do a survival test. And
I'm just gonna sit and eat the last of his protein bar and say, "I'll look after the van."
you walk into the
I will try to
dense
forge
jungle.
something nearby. Maybe I'll get lucky again and find some bugs.
You walk into the dense jungle. You can hear the chirping of bugs, and you try to forage for food. If there's anything bigger, you might pick it up. You can hear the noise of the jungle, and suddenly you hear something in the distance. Using your auspex, you scan the horizon. There is something moving. And any of you can do lore beasts. A lore test for beasts.
Nope.
Nope.
Scholastic lore beasts.
Yes, with 1 degree of success.
Oh really? That's insane.
Yes.
Nice.
Noise.
It's important that I know the difference between a beast and a regular Xenos race.
Alexandros, you watch the tracks. There are some empty shells. Some kind of animal has been opening these small bugs that live underwater, their hard shells, and eating the protein and fat inside. You see several of the remains near the edge of the water. As you walk through the foliage into the scattered, beautiful light from above, you see something moving in the jungle. It's a dark shadow. Do an awareness test. You get a +10.
I want to say I have my long lasts primed in my arms ready. And my eyes are peeled.
Nice. Nice.
Alexandros, squinting through the shade of the trees,
Mm,
succeeds with 4 degrees.
beautiful. You see the little trails that the creature took. You walk in behind the waterfall, your footsteps covered by the sound of the waterfall. As you look over the water, you hear this trickling. And then there's some kind of creature eating. And as soon as you follow him, Quintus, you see the creature. You have to get closer. Do a stealth test with -10.
With only hand gestures, I communicate to Alexandros that I have visual and signal to them to stay back a little bit as I eke forward a little bit with my sniper. I do a stealth with -40, you said?
-10.
So that would, and I pull my cameline cloak closer around me for improved performance. 9 degrees of success.
So what do we see? What do we see here?
You can see Quintus. He sort of looks back at Alexandros and Askian. He activates his cameline cloak and pulls it over his head. Suddenly, he's almost a little blurry vision, like it's only the light rain or the damp dripping from the ocean that seems to be a disturbance in the light. He moves so stealthily you cannot even hear him as he moves closer to the animal, almost out of sight. Hadn't it been for you knowing where he is and can follow the tracks being made in the water or in the earth, and that you are all perceptive fellows.
You see a small furry creature, black fur, spiky black fur. It has these drooping ears. Looks quite harmless as it is leaned over its delicious evening meal. This cute little creature, big brown eyes. And you can hear it looks up, ears perk slightly. It's got these big cute eyes as it looks back and forth. It looks like it lives off of animals at the edge of the ponds. It moves quite slowly, long arms. It's about the size of an ape. It looks around.
I mean, it
like sleeks around the tree and then tries to look in your direction. You see the ears perk up, and it just immediately the eyes dart up, and they look straight at you.
I take the shot after having aimed at him for a little while, shooting him straight between his eyes. Or attempting to shoot him straight between the eyes.
Do ballistics test.
What's the range? Standard range?
Short.
So it's accurate to roll damage for every second degree?
You don't need to roll damage. You don't need to roll damage. The thing is fucking dead. You hear you walk over and there's this splatter of blood across the ground. It died instantly. You all have recovered any fatigue, and you have enough rations.
Back at the car, we smoke the meat and prepare it to not go rotten in the jungle environment as best we can.
Perfect. As you begin to approach the coordinates, you drive into the dense jungle outside House Weil. Any of you can roll a navigate surface test with a +20. You already have the coordinates. It's just a matter of following them.
Ooh, I'll spend a inspiration point to reroll that.
Hold on.
No need. 6 degrees of success. And is anyone driving? I also have operate surface, but 6 degrees of success on the navigate surface.
I think it's better if you drive this vehicle, Quentin. I don't have any practical experience with driving a vehicle. I have read about it though. It's book, and he goes on another trial about, books.
I think it should be safe to take it through here.
Are you sure?
There's a natural path in the
Are
clearing.
you sure? But the map says we should go that way.
Yes, but if you look at the indication, there's a steep hill down there. It's too steep for our vehicle.
Well,
But if we make it to the mountain pass here, or the depression, there should be a path.
Practical experience beats that book learning. Sometimes I will admit, will follow your lead. Quintus?
Sometimes the fastest way is not the direct route.
A bit counterintuitive, but still wise, I believe.
Following the coordinates leads several kilometers off the established hunting roads into unmanaged jungle. You have to stop the van and walk the rest of the way. As you begin walking, who joins the search?
I would
I
really
joined
much like
the
to
search.
accompany you this time.
If you said is,
My apologies, you go first.
if what you say is true, Ariok, about Lucia Weil or her operation taking pictures and stuff on us, whoever dropped the cold or the pickup for us might have put down surveillance equipment of some sorts, cameras, I don't know,
That is
listening
not
device.
quite the, I think it's more of an orbital drop rather than a land and deliver drop.
The site could have been prepared in advance.
I do not know exactly how accurate these sort of drops are.
Well, I don't want to take any chances. I'll scan for equipment with the Auspex, see if the area is clear. And I'll scan for the crate too.
Well, I think we first need to get a bit closer. It's still quite a bit until we reach the area. What is the range of your Auspex?
That far.
That means we'll have to go closer after all. A standard range on of a Auspex scanner is only 50 meters.
Yes. When we get closer.
Yes. But I should
Let's-
accompany you. There should at least be one familiar face, perhaps. In case there
Here.
are some sort of surveillance.
Take the cloak, Ariok, in case something happens.
Rance will have
You
taken
are
off his
too
cloak,
kind.
put on a chameleon cloak, and grabbed his hotshot las rifle. And said, I'll come, try to stay to the shadows so it looks like there's less of us than there actually is.
I'll take point.
I'll
Come on,
follow
gentlemen.
behind.
Be sure to jump onto the Vox if you guys have any issues.
It's quite late and dark as you begin walking into the jungle. You walk
Uh.
almost an entire day. If you don't have a ration, do a survival test.
I hand out rations to the people who don't have rations. How many need rations?
I can
Every
use
kind
some.
of. I do not have anything extra with me currently.
So that's
Nice.
the one. Yeah.
No, I've got no rations left. Used them all.
Here, friends. I have some of mine. And Ariok.
Thank you, good sir.
You got 8 rations from that hunt. Quintus.
Okay. I'll add them to the pool.
Yep.
8.
8. As you
Alexandros and Askan.
Go, go.
Sorry. Do you have food?
Negative.
Here. Have some of the game we found. And you too, Alexandros. We don't starve.
Yes, it's important. Important to stay fed.
I'll keep watch while you guys
healthy
eat.
Diet is the key to staying healthy. Without enough nutrients, our bodies will begin to shut down, and that will impede our ability to conduct the business of the Emperor.
Inspiration point.
Be careful, Ariok. Your voice, it has a tinny nature. It carries well in the jungle.
My apologies, good sir. I didn't consider the fact that my voice could cut through so long away, and he got on a tryout again. Eric does not shut up.
Alexandros just looks at him straight in the face, just one finger on the lips, goes shh.
Oh, my apologies, good sir. I'm very sorry, but
Alright. Let's keep moving. Always keep an eye on someone else. I want us to go in pairs.
Eric nods.
You hear the distant sound of some beast in the jungle. You begin to see slithering beasts walk past you, most of them harmless. As you walk further in, you begin to approach the coordinates. When you approach this unmanaged jungle, it becomes more and more wet. You look around, it's quite dark. The jungle opens, and there's this shallow bowl carved into these old, looks like Prometheum, grav burns from some reverse thrusters. Everything has been burnt off. In one of the swamps, in the distance, like far down there, you see a metallic container, rectangular, sticking out from the mud. The trees lean slightly inward into this bowl, and the bottom of them are kind of scarred. And you see these, this blackened kind of residue of the foliage that has been melted. And on the ground you see scorch marks and burn marks. You can look around you, and any of you can do a knowledge beasts test. Scholastic beasts. Or a survival test -10.
Spend inspiration points to reroll.
Survival's success with 4 additional.
2 degrees of failure.
Thank you for calling it out. You studied the surroundings. The insects are present, but kind of sluggish. You immediately feel something is off, Franz. As you step into this burnt bowl, something is wrong. Look around you. The insects are moving slowly. Some of them are staggering like they're poisoned by something. The auspex begins fluttering. You hear this, and as you look down, there's this jittery, almost static on the image. You look down, and the shadows under your body lag behind a slight second. The sealed transport pod, half sunken into the mud, has grown over with vines.
Franz will put his finger to his ear as though receiving a Vox communication, and then will hold up his hand in a stop position, pause for a second as though listening to something, and then, okay, back it up, and will level his las rifle at the crate as he slowly starts backing up.
Eriok follows, and tries to get closer to Franz. Why are you aiming your gun at that thing?
Have a look about you. Do you not see anything strange? If this was what we're actually supposed to come and collect, it should have been, what, a couple of hours? Those vines have grown over it. So
Well,
this
it
has
has
been
taken
here.
us.
Look, something's wrong.
Quintus
Give me a
bangs
second. I'm going
the.
to see if there's any information upon when they dropped this pod in the mission brief. Maybe it goes through the data. On
As you
the,
pick up
you know,
your brief, there's a static on the data slate. Almost like there's some kind of separate life in there. The waves of the reverberations from the static sends these grainy images up and down on your data slate as you hold it.
oh,
With my
oh dear, that cannot be good.
With my knowledge from previous Archaeotech dives with the Mechanicus, and also with the Auspex in hand, I tried to stay at a safe distance, but tune in the Auspex and try to isolate the source of this disturbance.
You immediately begin to feel a slight vertigo, and then a sense of pressure, light pressure behind the eyes. Everyone do a willpower test at -10.
Just before what he feels pressure behind his eyes, Franz is going to touch his head, basically not be able to get anything, and say, Alexandros, is there a psyker? Is this something else? Can you sense anything? And then the pain will just hit him and he'll go, ah!
1 degree of success.
I'm allowed to re-roll due to my iron will.
Yeah.
6 degrees of failure on the willpower test from Quintus.
Three degrees of success.
Oh, nice. 6 degrees of failure, Quintus?
Yeah.
Okay. You gain 8 corruption points.
3 degrees of failure for me.
You gain 9 corruption points. There is a sense of unease in your body. A permanent, slight angst has buried itself in your gut. The ground feels unsteady.
And I got -3.
You gain 3 corruption points, friends.
Something's off about this. To pull out.
Well, they did say that the artifacts could be contaminated. Perhaps we should have brought some hazmat gear.
Did you bring that up now?
Well, I'm afraid I didn't consider that in the moment. I did say it was contaminated when I described the cargo itself. Dangerous and contaminated.
You get an
Okay.
inspiration
So I did
point.
not expect it to be to this degree.
Alexandros, can you dampen this effect?
Not sure if that's in my wheelhouse. I can attempt to see if I can detect where it's coming from.
Or what it is, even, if it's flesh and blood?
It's
Yeah,
coming from
Joseph.
an item in the crate.
Something in the crate is giving off this effect.
I doubt we are the first attempting to retrieve this.
Most likely not.
I'm going to use the Auspex and look for signs for like decomposing bodies or such in the vicinity.
Do a survival test. You get a +20.
Alexandros is going to approach the crate and try to see what the item is. So maybe he can, it's electronic, he might be able to turn it off.
4 degrees of success on the survival.
Remember, Sir Alexander, we're not supposed to open the crate. That will mean that we have failed the mission.
Can't succeed on the mission if we can't get the crate.
Anyone who failed on the willpower, you have -10 to your perception and agility the entire time you're near this item. -10 perception and agility.
We could attempt to fasten some sort of rope around it and simply just drag it to the car, the ground vehicle.
It's not large. It's quite small. You can carry it.
Quintus throws up. Ugh. It's making me nauseous.
Inspiration point.
My phantom eye, my missing eye. I can feel it. It hurts.
All right, everybody, take some steps away. I'm gonna attempt to see if I can't carry this crate. Hopefully, you guys can stay out of range.
Awesome. You move closer, and you can do a Forbidden Lore Xenos Eldar test with a -30.
And as Alexandros steps towards the crate, he'll just hear the soft pulling of a bolt pistol from a holster.
Eesh.
You hear this
6 degrees of
sound
failure.
growing louder and louder as you approach. When you attempt to look down and interact with it, it seems to be some kind of lock. You don't know enough about Eldari to recognize it, but there is an interface, some kind of touch device. As you move your hand on the edge, it begins to light. These blue lines begin to light up, and you move your fingers, and these colors start doing these wavy signs on the edge of the box.
Oh, that's very interesting. Area 50, is fascinated and moved closer to inspect this as well. See if he can figure this thing out.
Alexandros is just mystified about the symbols, and the others can't quite catch what it means. He's gonna just try to pick up the crate.
Mm-hmm.
Askel, I don't suppose you happen to have a null rod on you, do you?
Well, I'm afraid not, but let me take a look at this.
No, I was the arbitrator.
That's a negative.
Oh, the 1 degree of success, Xenos Craftwell Eldari.
You immediately recognize it. This is some kind of lock device, some opening device.
It's an open lock device, or open or closed device. Let's see if I can figure out open or closed at this point.
It looks like an Eldar face lock.
It's an Eldar fate lock.
Wait, if I can stomach to get close to it, I might give it a gander.
Closed. It is closed.
It is already set to close. I don't think that manipulating this will grant us any more resistance to whatever this is. Well, it is quite nauseating standing close to this thing.
It can be carried, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, for fuck's sake. And
No.
Franz will just march
Sorry.
forward and... Oh.
So, Alexandros has already picked it up. Alexandros, you can carry it with both hands. You drag it out of the mud. The mud drips down your armor and down on your legs. As you carry it, do a willpower test, +10. The jungle sound completely disappears. It is dead silent. You don't hear a thing.
5 degrees of success.
You don't hear a
Alexandros-
thing. Oh yeah.
Oh, Alexandros just casually blocks whatever effect is emanating from it with his mind. Alright guys, let's take this thing back as quick as possible.
As you inspect it, as he passes you, Ariok, the crate has a slight null effect. It appears to be some kind of blasphemous Xeno artifact.
It seems to be some sort of... It's a Xenos artifact with a null effect to it. It
You
is
get a slight
quite
second.
heretical.
You get a slight second to inspect it. It is the device inside must be about palm-sized. You can do a tech use test at a -30. Your Eldar knowledge combined with your technical knowledge. You try to infer what the item is.
2 degrees of success.
It must be about a palm-sized item, and it is probably suspended in a null crate. However, the null crate was intended to be dropped from atmosphere. The null crate has broken, and the device is relatively unprotected inside. This was not intended. It,
Oh dear.
from the size, it is possible that it is some kind of wraithbone lattice sphere. A wraithbone device.
It looks like about palm-sized spherical wraithbone device. It's encased in a null box, but the null box couldn't handle well the drop from aerial drop simply. It has been damaged here, as we can see.
Oh, wait, is there a way to reseal it? Fix the container.
You would need a new null device, a null rod.
We require a new null device, unfortunately.
We just need to get it to its what we need this destination as quickly as possible. It's gonna continuously wear at us until we either leave it or something worse happens.
Everyone do a willpower
would be
test.
wise.
Willpower test at -30. You begin to see strange lights in the jungle. Little refractions. The trees start to bend.
Quintus gets -9 failure.
2 degrees of success.
I need to check a few of my things, but I would have wanted a failure. Yeah, I have 1 degree of 2 degrees of failure.
Quintus and Ariok, you gain 10 corruption points.
I've got 3 degrees of failure.
I got success with 1 additional.
You also gain 10 corruption points.
Oh, this device is sickening me. I need to trail back. I'll watch over you. I can't stay close any longer. I refuse it.
I think that anybody who's not capable of shielding themselves should be... I feel nasty and distance themselves from the carrier. Are you able to handle this, Alexandros?
For now.
Do a -10 test, Alexandros.
I failed. 5 degrees failure.
As you walk, you be walking through the mud. You fall prone a couple of times. The crate slams against the ground. You pick it up again, covered in this slimy mud. You pick it up and keep walking, leaning up against a tree. Just pure willpower keeps you up. What do you do to keep your mind clean and to not listen to the voice?
I envision a wall of flame in my mind that burns away any possible effect that might be coming from this
You
device.
see a large creature moving at the edge of your perception, almost like you're moving in a fog. The fog surrounds you about 10 feet out. As you walk, the creature lurks in the darkness. You just close your eyes and you keep walking. You begin walking, suddenly the fog appears in front of you. It begins to bleed into your reality. Whenever you open your eyes, you again see this creature. It exists in a separate dimension. You see it, but you imagine a fire around you, keeping it at bay. As you step through the mud, you hear this deep slushing sound. The fire keeps the creature away, and you walk straight to the van.
do a -20 willpower test.
I fail. I will
Any
2
of you,
degrees.
and then any of you can do a navigation test.
I'm gonna do a navigate surface. Oh, I guess I'm walking in front of Alexandros then, in quite a distance in front, to stay away from the aura. 6 degrees of success without any modifiers.
Quintus, you lead the way.
You failure.
You finally reach the van. Quintus, you will see Alexandros. Alexandros, what do they see when you come walking finally up to the van?
Beads of sweat are just pouring down his face. His eyes are open, but they aren't. Even with mechanical eyes, they're wide, like attempting to see, like dilation on the mechanical eyes are fully open, and he's constantly looking back and forth, stumbling as he walks up to the van.
Eriog's eyes, Alexandros' eyes are glowing. It seems like he's almost in a different world. He's just walking straight ahead. His eyes are glazed over. As you walk up to the van, you feel it. As you see the van and feel the safety of it, the creature vanishes. One last attack. You take 4 corruption points, Alexandros. How do you place the item? What happens? And now we can enter a role-playing scene. You're all back at the van. You have the crate in your hands.
Alright then, let me just prepare the... let's open up the back hatch. We can always remove the spare tire and put the artifact in there.
Alexandros, not even listening, just pushes past him and places the crate on the very back end of the van, right by the door.
The Emperor's teeth. Go ahead.
As he lets go, he just leans against the van and starts breathing hard, trying to refocus his mind, catch his breath.
The Emperor shield you, Alexandros. Emperor's teeth.
We need to get back quickly. This thing is beyond us. I fear what would happen if we stay among it too long.
This thing is too dangerous to give to Lucia Weil.
It is though our only way to get into her inner circle at this point.
We know that she's dealing with the coal traders now. They say we take her out.
For that, we need to get close to her, and this is the way.
Whatever's hiding inside there is too powerful. I felt this presence too. I don't want to imagine what Lucia Weil can do with such power.
At this point, this is not the first delivery. Oh, I believe Tino's artifact she has recovered. Worst case scenario, she hides many more dangerous things, even found than this one in her estates or in some sort of hidden locale. Getting access to her estate could give us access to those stashes as well.
This has clearly been lying there for years. It's grown over with vines. This perhaps is the...
It cannot have been. This must have been dropped rather recently, I think. Let's see if the data state is okay now.
Everybody just get in the fan and let's start going. The longer we stay here, the longer it can affect our minds.
Ariok is sort of wanders away from the group for a bit, trying to see if he can get the data slate to work.
The data slate is still flickering, but you can see the screen barely.
Oh, let's find out what date was this drop supposed to happen on.
No details on the dates.
Oh dear.
This is Mission Impossible. I bet we aren't the first to have attempted to do this. And we look like we might be the first to succeed.
There were no corpses nearby. And, well, it does seem to be the original impact crater.
However, we are bound by this, and if Alexandra says we go, we leave. I'll go in the driver's cockpit.
I'll take shotgun.
And Franz will just get into the back.
I'll join in the back as well.
Nice. As the door closes, you drive off. You know the direction. No need to do a survival test. The crate in the back is covered by as many items as you possibly can. After covering it with metal devices and all kinds of things, praying over it, the humming stops. You feel a slight ease, as if motion mitigates the effect. The warp presence not being able to manifest in one place for a long time. You stay as far away from the item as you can. The final drive. Everyone do a willpower test. You now get a plus 30.
Failure. It's 0 degrees of failure. But it is a failure.
Success with 6 additional.
Flat
That's
failure.
5 additional.
5 additional
1 success.
Quintus is corruptible.
Wonderful. Thank you. Now, Quintus,
Yeah.
you gain 3 corruption points. Did anyone
When
else?
should I start worry about corruption points?
You should start worrying when you reach a 30, or actually 10 corruption points. Do anyone
I have 21 corruption, so
You have
it's
20
where you're.
corruption. Okay.
I have 10 corruption at this point.
You have 10 corruption. Alright. The effect is done, so we are going to resolve that quickly. Anyone with more than 10 corruption, please let me know.
Elliot
got
has
yours.
10 corruption. Precisely.
I have 13.
26.
Okay. Corruption should be at page
290.
190, but I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, if you already see this, feel free to do it yourself. Now, you must make a willpower test every 10 corruption points you have to see if it manifests as damage to your body and soul. The roll is modified depending on the number of CP the character already has noted if the character fails. So, if you have, so basically do a malignancy test. That is a pure willpower test. You cannot re-roll this one.
So it's just a 0. I'll roll it first,
Yep.
or I'll roll it.
Mhm.
I succeed, actually.
Yeah. Nice, Quintus. It does not manifest as some kind of disorder.
But I have to roll.
I'll spend 1 fate point to get a plus 10 on this roll.
You can do that.
Success with 2 degrees of...
Quintus, you have another roll, I think.
Yeah, but is this at -10 or still at 0?
0.
Oh, I succeed again!
Nice.
Well,
And I think someone else has one too.
Everyone
Alexandros.
above a 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys have
Oh
so much
dear.
corruption? I have 6.
I failed my first one.
Fill the
Oh
first one.
dear.
Okay.
Yep. And passed my second one.
And let me see what I can get. A simple success. Barely 38 out of 39.
It seems Alexandros roll a d100 for malignancies. Something has manifested in your body. In this crate.
Backslash. T6.
Night eyes. Light pains you, Alexandros, echoing the growing strain on your soul. Because you saw this creature, your eyes have been permanently damaged. Unless you shield your eyes, you suffer a -10 penalty on all tests made in an area of bright light. I'm assuming this is anything you perceive or be aware of things. You have
Does that affect my mechanical eyes?
you have night eyes. Yes, your mechanical eyes are damaged. The optical connection to your brain don't really matter. This is to do with your soul. You have damage to your soul.
Sense.
And whatever method you use to perceive reality, your soul is strained. You have a -10 to tests in bright lights. Now, does this manifest as a physical sign or not with you?
No, I don't think it does.
Well, I mean, I'm asking you, Alexandros. Would you?
In his unique case, it would not. If he had organic eyes, it would probably show something. But kind of since it just affects his nerves, in this case, with his mechanical eyes hiding anything that would have manifested.
Nice. You drive up to her estate, the Weil estate. As you approach, you see this beautiful entrance. It is overgrown. This can't possibly be where she lives. But it is quite beautiful. And the entrance has these beautiful symbols and statues. Yeah, you drive up the driveway. A guard will stop. What are you dressed as right now?
Area currently has the outfit he bought at the merchants. He's been shaved and his head is uncovered, showing a big scar where he's...
You see the jungle light filtered through these high armored windows. You just see that this dark tint. Walls are clearly reinforced, stylized, and a couple of servo skulls will begin measuring your van as you approach. Scanning it, you see them fly back to the mansion. What you recognize as a Void Shade Enforcer, and then another, line the walls. Their weapons mag-locked. One of them has, with relaxed hands, a single hand raised, He points to the machines flying above you, and then points for you to drive into the compound.
I follow the commands.
Okay.
Or instructions.
As you drive in, you will see Lucia Weil's beautiful estate. It is quite tall, majestic. There are these large statues and various what looks like depictions of beasts, various kinds. You're pointed to what looks like a guest entrance. It's very pretty, and as you drive into the hangar, park your vehicle, the Void Shade Enforcers will surround your vehicle.
Greetings, we are here to make a delivery. We have the data slate for it.
As you step out and close the doors, one of the guards points to you, and then the door.
Now, should we bring the item as well, or should we let it be in the vehicle?
The guard points to the device.
Oh, I assume that means that we should bring it with us.
Bring it inside. Bring it in.
Alexandros, are you up to handle the device again?
I'll try. He walks over to the crate, hesitantly reaches towards it and picks it up. And quickly moves with it towards the door.
You exit the vehicle carrying the device. The guards points to the door. The seal opens with a hiss. He studies you as you walk to the door.
Oh, we perhaps should make a mention that it seems that the containment was breached during the drop.
The guard just keeps a far distance, and he again points you to the door.
Yes, moving.
Alexandros is moving.
What order do you enter?
I'm assuming Alexandros will be first, so I'll join him just behind him.
Ariok will follow front.
I'm probably covering the rear.
Quintus to the very last.
Yes, if nobody got in front of him, Alexandros will be the lead in the front.
Excellent. You enter a beautiful grand hall. The lady herself, as you walk through these polished stone walkways, you will see her standing by one of the stairs. She's surrounded by guards, several armored PDF. You recognize Old Brood. These are like elite soldiers. Two of them have shock moles, the others are carrying plasma weapons. As you enter, you are one by one inspected. A guard will walk right next to you as you enter. Lucia is carrying some kind of device, it looks, by her side. And the PDF troopers are heavily armored. It seems like they've been inspecting you. As you follow her down the stairs, stop me at any time you want to not follow her.
Rans will be slowly slipping towards the back of the, just sort of slowing down, letting others sort of take the role in front of him, trying to put distance between him and Lucia Weil. Says, as you heard as he walked through the door, he went, "Fuck." So it is, and what he called it. Yeah, basically mutters to himself, which goes over the comms. This is why Morgan should be here. It is.
You walk past this recessed hangar carved into the estate's side. A wheeled personnel carrier is parked there. It is stocked with crates marked with Administratum and the Weil seal. Beyond this hangar, you see several reinforced supply crates, bulkhead doors every 15 meters, and you walk through these corridors with the footsteps of the lady in front of you. You haven't seen her face yet, just see the back of her face and the soldiers flanking her side. The crate is immediately upon entry grabbed by one of the guards. You see them hold a null rod above it, and they carry it. 3 men. As
Alexandros relinquishes it.
as the item is carried away, you do not see it again. It's carried out a side door. They disappear with it. She walks downstairs in a wide corridor flanked by these tall, narrow windows. Outside, you see these slight views of the jungle canopy outside. And there's this scattering golden yellow light that intermittently illuminates you as you walk past them. At regular intervals, you see these glowing red pylons humming with low energy.
This is one of the finest estates I've ever been to.
There are also these heavy circular blast doors that open as she keeps walking. 2 of the wall panels near the entrance contains access ports. You take note of all of this, Ariok. They are guarded by servitors with suppression weapons. You're walking inside, and at the edge of the blast door, Lucia will stop. She turns around.
And you'll hear Franz very quietly come with the intercom and say, "If anything happens, play dumb."
She stops and turns around.
Pleasure to meet you. And because he gives a short bow.
Alexandros gives a short bow as well.
And so does Franz from the tail end of the group.
I stay in the back, folding my hands in front of me.
She's talking to one of her guards. You have a moment to yourselves. She seems to be dragging out time.
Okay, Etronach, I believe you're going to have to take point on this. You're the most plausible look of a scholar.
Excuse me, would you perhaps be the owner of this fascinating estate? I do not believe that the introduction was made, but I must admit I am quite enchanted by the architecture and planning layout. Earlier with the light and everything, it was quite stunning.
She looks confused. She has long black hair, cascading in these elegant waves. And she has a red and gold armor, luxurious dark cloak, and leopard print fur draped over her shoulders. She reluctantly looks over the shoulder of the person she's talking to. You see the impossible luxury of the room. The locks, the devices, everything is in perfect order, polished. The guards in their gold cuirass just barely pass you a glance. She looks in your direction. And she will walk across the floor.
Okay, so tell her that we recovered the artifact.
Before you open your mouth, she will interrupt you. You arrived on my moon without invitation. You moved through the Combine. You retrieved a piece of property that kills. Who are you?
Well, I have the honor of being Lucian, my lady. I am here as part of a, well, you could call us a group of wayward souls cast upon the drift of the warp and space travel, drawn together by happenstance.
And where did you find this delivery?
Well, we managed to find the work by approaching an agent. And by expressing our way to...
She takes off one of her dark brown gloves. And you did not attempt to bargain with it? She stands confidently in front of you.
My lady, our orders were to not get into the artifact or the crate and mess with anything inside. We simply were told to deliver it.
Do a charm test. You get a plus 20. You're already quite impressive. Due to your feet.
Degrees of success.
She has a slight teasing smile on her face.
I'm gonna spend a fate point to read all my
That already
contents.
places you far above most people who call themselves capable. She takes off
Yes,
her
with
other
1
glove.
degree.
She takes off her other glove and puts it in the hand of the enforcer. She gestures slightly. The Void Chain enforcer inclines his head, walks backwards. The item you returned is one of thousands. She inspects her nails. That doesn't make it trivial, but it is replaceable. She speaks slowly, walking closer to you. People misunderstand this. They imagine that rarity defines value. Somehow, because it is difficult to retrieve, it's worth more. But these things drop from the sky every day. Control ultimately determines value. She stops in front of you, Alexandros, clearly intrigued by you. She will look at your eyes. You control yourselves.
To the best of my ability, yes.
She smiles faintly. You present well.
Thank you, my lady.
I do not care whether your story is true. I care whether you understand what my title implies. She looks out the window and walks up to the window. The jungle light illuminates her face.
We have come close before. A merchant survives by knowing when to sell. So, what's your pitch?
Well, as a pack of wandering souls, we are seeking that most important thing of all. Purpose, my lady. Purpose and belonging.
You don't seek a reward?
A reward would be to become part of something bigger, to find both security and opportunity in a new life.
Do deception tests. You've spoken
completely
a
out of
lot.
resources. Anybody got any inspiration points they can lend me?
Sorry, dude.
Then 5 degrees of failure.
She immediately raises an eyebrow. You can see that she's curious. She looks at you, Ariok, as if in... Tell me something. She walks closer.
Whatever you wish, my lady.
When you realized what you were carrying, why did you finish the job?
Well, the obvious answer would be that, well, your face, as I do notice, the cameras and such when we acquired the job, so not delivering it would possibly lead to you tracking us down and doing such, but I also will admit that, well, seeing...
While you
it
speak,
was obviously of elderly make, it is...
she walks behind a
quite
force
small.
wall. Immediately, this yellow force wall appears in front of her. She walks up to the Void Shade Enforcer. He holds a microbead to his ear. The old brood next to you walk up to you, and one of them just reaches his hand out.
Hand me your weapons.
Quintus
Alexandros,
looks at.
Anyway, of course, am I entirely unfamiliar? I begin to fumble a bit with this gun. Well, please have my stubber. And I got this for a friend, just in case we run into something one dangerous wildlife. Do be careful that we get. Oh, here you go, if the hand flamer.
Alexandros reaches underneath his cloak, unlocks his flamer and hands it.
Quintus starts putting down his autocannon, his sniper rifle, and his 2 pistols in his belt underneath his cloak, but he keeps his hidden dagger. Not that it's gonna do him much good.
Askin retrieves a hand cannon from his belt, and then there's a thing that looks like
You're probably carrying it on your back. A hand cannon is the size of a human.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's a
I thought it
pistol.
was. It's a pistol.
Oh, I thought you said autocannon. My bad.
Hand cannon. Sorry. Yeah. It's just a short. I think it's like a short shotgun.
It's like a revolver.
Like a very small one. Yeah.
It's a big revolver.
And then there's another thing that looks like a simple haft with nothing attached to it. And he also places it in front of him.
Excellent.
The old brood, one by one, pick up your weapons. The lady will then look through the force field.
As
Sorry,
the one
Franz would have handed over his bolt pistol and his plasma pistol, but the sword's under the cape, so he doesn't hand that over.
As the one picks up my gear, I will say, I expect you have this back.
You hear a loud voice from the back of the room. If you betray me, I will not pursue you. I will not threaten you. I will not speak your names. You will simply discover that every door you attempt to open is already closed. You see the reflection, silhouette through the field. Putting on her gloves. You may continue operating on Patagrim. You may stay here. You may fall through my combine facilities without interference. You may request access to resources when justified. In return,
Quintus will.
when I require something done quietly, I will ask again.
Alexandros bows and turns to leave.
The guards look at you sternly.
Yeah,
Can anyone read
I don't
lips?
think it's the
Does anyone have a talent to read lips?
I don't think you need a talent. It is like an awareness skill, is it not? Or is it a different? You need a talent to do that.
There is a talent associated, but you can also do you can do a reading lip tests with awareness.
I want to do a reading lip test with awareness. Do I
That's
still
not-
have the -10 to awareness?
Yes. No, the item is gone. But you have a minus
Yeah.
30 because of the refractor fit. Minus 30 awareness.
Can I try as well?
I fail. I don't want to spend any.
Success.
I guess
Failure.
Franz. She is saying, remember their faces. I've seen them before. I recognize one of them. As she speaks, you see the word Wilhelm. It would not be beyond someone like Wilhelm to send them after me. Keep them close. The Void Shade Enforcer bows, bending his knee. As she exits the security door, the Enforcer walks across the floor.
I'll take you to a room. Follow me.
Oh, very much appreciated, good sir.
Weapons.
I
And
think what my
Franz, we-
companion wishes to know is, will we...
Franz will be will be standing with his hand out.
I think what my companion means to say is that will we be recovering our weapons now or when we are leaving the estate?
You will be shown back to your quarters. It's a nice room. It's not luxurious or anything like that, but it's an adjacent room to the hangar. Probably used for reserve guards that are not there now. Enough bunk beds for all of you. Rations. A beautiful view of the garden. You can walk through her garden. And you can hear birdsong out the window. It is tranquil and peaceful. The Void Shade Enforcer closes the door behind you. And you find yourselves alone. White walls, these grey stone tiles on the floor. Several bunk beds, a small kitchen counter. Bright white lumen. seating arrangement.
Awesome. That's really cool.
And you can feel free to do anything you want from here in role playing, in character.
And I take a look around the room to see if I can find any hidden recording devices or cameras or microphones.
Do security tests
Sure.
at minus 30.
Oof.
Minus 30.
Quintus will do the same, but very non-conspicuous.
Yes.
So,
Oof. One.
I will
Degree
assist
failure.
Quintus.
-4.
minus 30, you say?
Oh, looks secure. Looks safe.
Quintus, you're getting an assistance bonus by 10.
By how much?
10.
2 degrees of success then.
Quintus, you use all specs and you discover several listening devices. Looks like a small
Yeah.
microbead. Microbead hidden behind one of the cupboards.
Is there any cameras?
Just a listening
No.
device.
I'm gonna point to my ear and tap it, and then I'm gonna walk around the room and I'm gonna point at every listening device, and I'm gonna put my the intergalactic signal for hush.
Nice. Get an inspiration point.
The exciting adventure will take my comrade, and Ariok will basically continue a low-level babble about the journey and things that occurred during the journey. Nothing really implicit, but basically just creating a shroud of noise over the entire room.
Someone's listening diligently to all Ariok is saying and cross-referencing it to shipping logs. And
Yes, and he will go on so many tangents. Like the thing about the bugs on that planet he mentioned. How, the recipe in its entirety is gonna just revel up.
And after about 45 minutes of this, you'll see Franz dig inside his pocket and take out a small pill, which he will then swallow.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Well,
everyone gets an inspiration point.
Yeah, Ariok, though, he will be supplying everybody with some parchment and quills. While he's doing that as
Yeah.
well.
Quintus, we have an autoquill and a parchment. It's gonna be so heavily written, this parchment, by the end of the night. But I'm going to write at the top, no cameras.
So, all dialogue you continue with is assumed to be in writing. So you can continue just talking
Indeed.
Yeah, intermingle with his babbling and our babbling and
normal.
yeah.
Right.
I think I'm gonna have to call it for now though.
Go.
But
Yeah,
it seems like
all
a good spot.
See
You
next
guys
week.
can keep going. Thanks for the session.
So, what do you do?
Well, good news, we are in. Bad news, I don't think we are very trusted.
Oh, I would imagine
Maybe
not. Oh, for future
imagine-
reference, I find the less you say, the harder someone can really perceive whether you're lying or not. You might want to take that to heart.
I will attempt to recall the lessons Bartholomew gave us upon deception and will try to improve my ways of verbally sparring.
And Franz will just be sitting there, looking to see
and-
whether or not he's going to get hand cramp at any stage.
Oh, and by the way, what are your... As I said earlier, my current alias is Lothian. What do you guys think of having as your cover names?
Just call me Xander.
Just call me Franz.
Out loud, Alexandros will start talking about small talk, food, what we're gonna get for food, maybe future future ideas for like what we can get money wise out of this. Just trying to talk like a mercenary. Kind of fucking scoffing at Ariok every now and then, loudly, so show that he finds him annoying, or list his spouting of facts. And
We'll say some time
Out there.
passes and night comes. It gets quite dark at night on Pottergrim. The lumen turn on, and you're left there, engine humming outside. You can hear the dripping of a waterfall, the chirping of birds, as you see the light slowly begin to fade.
After walking around the room, Franz is gonna pipe up and say, I have a horrible sinking sensation there won't be pleasure girls sent to our rooms.
Well, perhaps you should have spoken up and asked for that as a reward then, instead of letting me babbling on.
Well, I thought it was a given.
we're lucky we were able to succeed at the mission. Anything forward will be properly rewarded, I'm sure.
Oh. Oh, I can't say that.
You can hear the chirping of birds and bugs outside. It seems like you're quite alone. There's a single guard in the hangar. Everything you say will assume to be on paper, not spoken.
So, has anyone tried the door? Do we know if we're locked in here? And with that, he's going to start pushing the button.
No, it opens with a hiss.
I would imagine us being so new, they're curious to see what we would actually do if left to ourselves. So we don't want to do anything crazy just yet.
Yeah, I'm going for a walk. And with that, he'll take himself off into the hangar. Says and just sort of, just mill about, stretch his legs.
Oh, there's recap. There's all kinds of beautiful, luxurious drink. Looks like juices, as well as food.
Alexandros will take this time to eat and clean himself. After all, we did just hike through a jungle, so I'm sure his clothes and armor and mechanical arms and legs need to be cleaned. And
I will go second in the shower, Mr. Sander. Though you definitely deserve to have first go, considering that you had to carry that thing and went into the mud several times.
I appreciate it. He'll just clean up.
Eric will grab himself a cover recap while he waits for the shower to be free.
The shower is a small little room, but the water is unusually fresh and refreshing. Clean water.
Whenever Franz comes back into the room, you'll notice that he is avoiding the food and drink. And instead we'll just be eating a couple of nuts and berries that he picked up in the forest and drinking from his own canteen.
Eric, writes down on the paper and, says, You do realize that if they were trying to kill us, they wouldn't need to poison us.
To which he'll respond, who said anything about trying to kill us? Toxins can do many things to a person's mind. It can open it up, it can put suggestions into it. Better safe than sorry.
The window is slightly open, and you can hear this chirping outside as well as birds and the wind. And it is a fresh smell of wet foliage and flowers. The guard outside is just standing idly by, looking in a different direction.
Doesn't seem to be any sort of force field or anything like that covering the compound. At least not from the air anyway.
I think they have relied upon rather this kept outside to make this seem like it's an abandoned estate.
Even with that, that would invite unwanted visitors.
This is so far outside the normal, traveling areas or even settlements.
You can probably still imagine that they've got enough to prevent any sort of ground assault.
Oh, we saw several of the void shades, guarding the outside.
Not to mention the wild creatures they've developed.
Yes. Did you notice the security as we came in? The double sealed doors, the airlocks.
But we have done our first step in gaining the Lady Vale trust.
Yeah, about that.
What exactly is our game plan?
Gain the trust through basically being their little gophers, doing tasks for them. See what we can see as we do these tasks. And then once we've gained enough information, possibly locations of where they keep all these Xeno artifacts or anything else that might seem of import, then we'll act on it.
We already have her trading in artifacts. How much more do we need?
Of the artifacts themselves, my friend.
Just this one random piece of xenotech that we were assigned to pick up was immensely dangerous. I would like to know what else she might have that we are not aware of, so that we may.
She did describe the artifact as important but replaceable, meaning that she possibly has many more equivalents already in her.
Or vastly more dangerous or
precisely
intricate devices. She has some sort of database where she might catalog these items. But we're going to try to find that as well, so that we can properly account for them when we move on her.
Besides, we already have enough information to, legally detain Miss Lady Vale and put her to justice. But there is more to this than just her. She's but one player in a much larger web of intrigue. If we do not move carefully, the entire conspiracies will go to ground, hide themselves in the reach of our rightful vengeance. our rightful justice.
Essentially, long and short, we're looking for 4 tablets. That is, as far as I'm concerned, once we have those 4 tablets, mission accomplished, and we can glass the planet if, for all I care.
Do remember that this is a sector capital. Doing that could disrupt the entire thing and might lead to the fall of the entire sector.
This is the moon.
Then why did you say glass the planet?
Sorry, my correction. Planetoid.
That is much better.
Also, most of the planet's government is on this planet, or this moon right now. So you glass the moon, you still destabilize the planet. And possibly the sector.
The already masses of infected already down on the capital. Finding out what they're using to spread the infection and where they started could be useful in rooting out this infection.
I'm sure with a proper governor in place, the Arbites and the Imperial Guard can deal with that.
Oh, the problem there would be that it seems that the local arbitrators are already sort of kind of compromised.
A disgraceful example of...
While the Vigil is doing an all-out war against the virus, it does seem like higher-ups are not exactly influence-free from the councillors.
Indeed, the councillors are impeding them. Once they're removed from the picture, they'll fall in line.
The bigger problem, I would believe, is the old brood. There, the corruption, I believe, runs much deeper and much more unrecoverably.
Yes, and we will rip them out root to stem.
It'll be much more effective if we're aware of every route before we do so. Otherwise,
it would also be
it
good
may
if we
grow
could
back.
I think it would also be good if we could call in, well, a couple of tens of regiment of Imperial Guard to take over and dismantle the old broods. Perhaps even a chapter of Astartes could aid in the transition of power.
Astartes don't work in this.
Yeah.
This is the work of Arbitus.
When you're dealing with the entire PDF gone rogue, sorry to say, the Arbitus are not quite enough.
No, but they're enough to restore order after the Imperial Guard has done their job. Needless to say, we need to find out where these 4 tablets are. We need to stop this warp storm. That is our mission. We already have a great deal of information on where these warehouses are. We can hit them at any time and cut down at least a significant number of Xenos artifacts. And, well, if we have our boot to her throat, she can tell us where the rest of them are. If not, she can, well, plead her ignorance to the Emperor. Needless to say, I grow weary of this skulking.
I could not agree more.
I believe all shall be done in due time. There's time for subtlety and a time for violence of the most bloody sort.
We're at the subtlety part.
Yes.
For now.
Oh, indeed. But I believe it might now be as well as time as any to get some rest. It has been quite a day.
Alexandros gathers up the parchments that have been used and destroys them. through fire.
Ariok, retreats to a bunk bed and goes to sleep.
Franz will stay up for a while looking out the window and yeah, you can tell that he is incredibly agitated.
You can occasionally hear some beast moving in the jungle. The chirping and the sound of the wind. This is comfortable heat coming through the window. It's quite nice to sit there and look out.
Suppose that'll be me done. Everyone's heading to bed then. Yep, I'll just stay up and I don't know, play cards.
Alright. Sitting up with your regicide, looking at your friends sleeping after a strenuous day. As you all wake up, the sun is shining into the room. It is quite beautiful. A bright golden light scatters through the window. You can hear the sound of an engine outside.
Just as the sun slowly starts to creep in and the rest of his colleagues look as though they're fast asleep, Franz will step up from the desk and give every one of them an almighty kick and say, "Stand to, let's go."
Oh, sorry. What's happening?
The day is a-wasting. It looks like it's bright, it's gorgeous outside, and you're sitting there in a cot, fast asleep. You're missing it.
Oh, well,
Come on, up
you're
you
quite
get.
right. Oh, time to do some stretches. Oh. Ah. Oh, it's really good to get the old bones wrecked in the morning. There we go, as he completes the, limbless stretch.
Everyone can add 3 influence to your character sheets. 3 influence. This is slight morning sun shimmering at an angle on the metallic surfaces.
Okay, so anyone know who our contact is here? Or
We
should
can
we
always
just...
go in. There was a guard outside last night, so we should probably go and ask them. Ariok heads towards the door to see if there's a guard standing outside.
The guard looks in your direction, slowly begins walking closer.
Good morrow, good morrow.
Good morning. Did you sleep well?
Very well, these are quite comfortable. I have slept much more uncomfortably in my life, thank you very much.
How long will you be staying?
Well, it is currently not decided. We had hoped to find some more work and perhaps an opportunity to really get into
were
what's
worth.
going on. We don't quite know yet. We're currently looking for more opportunities to pursue.
Let me know if you need anything.
Yes, something to do.
So, you have a task that needs done? Something that needs to be completed?
Who on their organization would be the ones to talk to for jobs?
I thought you were merchants. You're here to trade.
We can be many things at once, good sir.
What do you have?
We just recently handed off our most recent acquisition to the lady. As such, we are looking for new cargo.
He raises his weapon.
Speak to the lady.
Straight to the top. Gotcha.
He points to the door to the mansion.
Thank you very much for your guidance.
We ever gonna get our weapons back, or what? He says it's
When you
all-
leave, you will get everything that belongs to you.
And as he walks off under his breath, he says, "That doesn't sound fucking ominous at all." Right, so let's go see the mistress then, shall we?
That sounds like a splendid idea.
Excellent.
Sure, it can't go wrong.
All right. You walk in to the mansion and seek out the lady again. As you approach the chambers, the arranged meeting, the Void enforcers again stand next to her, not facing the acolytes, but looking out. You feel that you have a little bit more trust now. You see artworks that you didn't see last night. Spaced far apart, each room, different style.
Ariok takes a moment to see if he can recognize any of these works of art.
Oh, they're from all over, and it is exquisite. You can imagine the most beautiful paintings and urns and statues you've ever seen. As soon as you enter, Lucia Weil does a slight bow. Yeah, you wanted to do something with the art?
Greetings, Lady Vale. Tell me, is that a piece of Variant the Fourth?
Lucia Weil looks to you and you can do a Common Lore Ascalon sector test with a +10.
Yeah, I think I get another bonus from my implant. Success with 3 additional degrees.
She smirks. You're perceptive. You know much about art.
Well, one of my pet masters had an exquisite collection where the Power Fourth was one of the centerpieces. It is not quite as fine as this is why it's one of his masterworks, if I'm not mistaken. My master had one of his earlier work.
This one was made personally for me. By the Baron himself.
It's quite a
She just
statement of interest.
stands. She just stands there and admires for a second. And then she slowly turns around. State your request. She looks very serious. Her hands are behind her back. Eyes pierced on you.
Well, as I revealed to you yesterday, we seek opportunity currently.
What do you seek on Partagrim?
You'll hear
And we
very
need to
softly
ask-
over the intercom. That's a sudden change of tone.
I believe each of us is seeking something quite different. Some seeks wealth, others pleasures, others knowledge.
Your departure from Port Itagama was unusual, sudden. There was some noise. She looks at all of you to inspect your reaction.
Franz will just sort of sit there with a look in his face as, okay, and?
Du deceived us. You get a +10. And any of you can roll a random event die. D100.
Was it a +10 or minus, sorry?
Plus 10. Ooh, nice.
That was success with 1 additional.
Nice. She smiles slightly. Most people ask what I want done. They fail before they even begin. You're asking for another job. A faint smile forms on her face. She walks up to you again, Alexandros. That implies endurance. I assume I have your discretion as well.
Of course, my lady.
Stepping a little closer. I do not employ people for tasks, but for persistent problems. A small projection is going to appear in the middle of the room as she taps a rune. It looks like a representation of the moon. You see trade routes, estates, combine locations. Lucia walks up to the projection of the planet. My hunt has attracted attention. Intentional on my part. And as she walks up to it, she highlights several of the notes that illuminate. But the attention has caused minor disturbances. There are people out there that are trying to imitate me. Someone is conducting unsanctioned acquisitions on my moon. She looks for a reaction. If not theft, replication. She turns around to face you completely.
So what? You want us to find who's doing this?
I want them identified.
I tolerate rivals, but not people who make my enemies stronger. She walks closer to you. Your weapons indicate to me that you're quite capable.
We can be.
Locate the operation responsible. She will raise a finger on her left hand. And then another finger. You'll determine whether it serves as a counselor, a private patron. Who is it that dares to use my supply routes? And you will decide whether the person will be exposed. And then she lowers the fingers, or erased. I will not instruct you any further. My hunt begins soon. Do not interfere with it. Do not disrupt my assets. And never reveal my involvement. She turns around and you see this grim seriousness on her face. If your actions inconvenience me, you will not be warned.
Understood.
You are to receive coordinates, access windows, nothing else. I will give you the time and date of a shipment. She looks in your direction again. Area. And once again, I assume you do not wish for a payment. Only my goodwill. She smiles teasingly. Am I to understand that correctly?
At this point, no goodwill, and perhaps should we return with a grand result, the quarters, and some additional amenities, and perhaps a chance to glance at any potential library you might yes.
Success will grant you priority access to Partygrim's logistics for the duration of the hunt. Failure will result in silence. She lingers for a moment, studying you again, Ariok. One question. If you discover that this operation is tied to another counselor, what do you do? This unknown competitor.
If we do discover that a potential rival of yours is involved in this operation, then it would make due haste to inform you of the matter, as that entire supply line might then be considered to be compromised.
She smiles slightly. Then we're aligned. My handler will provide you the first data point. She looks to you for a reaction.
Ariel gives a slight smile and bow. It shall be our pleasure to achieve this goal.
Do not thank me. people who thank me misunderstand our relationship. I would not want that.
I should say that we are looking forward to the fruits of these corporations.
She looks at the rest of you. Ariok, you can do a deception test. You get a plus 30 because of your track record so far.
Success with 2 additional degrees.
She turns around, walks away. The handler will give you coordinates.
From
After-
her whole
Mhm.
from her whole behavior from last night and today, how agitated does she look? How nervous and angry does she look for the guy that is messing up her operation?
Oh, she seemed very, very agitated today. And it seems like this is a new development. She also hinted that the hunt she's organizing, which involves nobles from all over the sector to arrive to Patagrim, will begin imminently. And leading up to this, someone is exploiting her trade routes and her illicit trade and stealing from her. So you return to the van. I assume you eventually will want to leave.
Yeah, after
Receiving the coordinates and getting into the van, you are once again free to travel. The location is close to the Old Brood Base, south of the Old Brood Base. It will take you a full day to travel. Anyone can roll a random event die. As well, you can all subtract a food ration. Remember to subtract your food ration and remember to add 300 XP, Ariok.
We need to do a survival test because I do not have any rations unless I'm given any.
Then do a survival test. And does anyone want to give him?
I only
I
have
got-
one.
Yeah.
Did somebody say they could give me some, or
Nope, sorry, dude.
You should have asked the lady.
I'm good.
Cool. Then you're good. And upon arriving to the place of the shipment, it is 1 day from now. As you set up camp, that's where we can call it for today.
Cool.
I'll see you next week, same time.
Same time.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Night, dude.
So